just be yourself. Hello, welcome to the after show. This is normally reserved.
Never mind. Go on.
This is normally reserved for the Patreons, and after every live show, we kind of do this. Not every live show. After most live shows, we do this, and the Patreons come and join us. Mostly Anya and Brandon, and we just chat about how the show went. And this is like exclusive to patrons, and the patrons themselves join us. We talk about the show, how it went, how we felt, and talk about a lot more random stuff, and you'll get to know us a lot better in the after shows. So if you're interested, you can sign up to Patreon, and that's kind of all that's on there. That's all we can kind of offer at the moment, some behind the scenes stuff. But the after shows are very fun in that style, where you get to see the real us and decompress that interview, which was a panel tonight. So how do you guys think that went, apart from the really dodgy internet connections from many of us?
I couldn't even tell if it was my internet or if everyone's cameras kept going off, and I don't understand how StreamYard works.
It's generally yours. Mine went off at one stage and twice in Wednesday's show, and it's very rare to happen. So why it's been like that, I don't know. So there you go. It is what it is. Did you enjoy the panel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think the comment as well at the end about from Lily about being somebody in academia that has lost a love for writing and has sort of, found some inspiration from tonight was really heartwarming in terms of, I definitely feel like I've gone through that experience myself. Going back to university, studying fiction, studying literature, and trying to get to know the craft in an attempt to improve my writing. But I think it actually put me off it for a long time, and I'm only just starting to slowly get back into I say slowly, very slowly, but yeah, getting back into the habit and just writing things that are for you. And like Ross said about finding your voice, I think that's starting to come back a little bit.
Very much so. Is my volume better than last time, or is it still shitty?
I think that you definitely went through an experience with the MFA that sucked a love out.
Ross
Frozen. We're back at Ross Frozen. It's French internet, so
we have to petition France for better internet. It's like
there you go, he's back.
Yes,
we got to do.
If it's not France, it's where I am in France. It's just so rural. Sorry, I was saying that I think that Chris has had the love of writing sucked out of him to be replaced with lots of information that wasn't the same. Yes.
Yeah. No, and I do think it's an important factor, like you said, Ross, before, in terms of, it's very tempting when you start writing to try and follow in the footsteps of people that have come before you, the books that you've been reading. And I think you can sound too much like, the bestseller that you've just picked up and you've read and you may be trying to imitate. And like Mario said, using the save the cat structure, like we know, obviously we had Jessica Brody on the show and she talked about how it's been used by writers, and we know that writers on the show have used it and got successful, chart topping books using that formula. But I think what Mario said before, it's really important. He can't do that. He can't follow the beat structure because it's not how his story develops. And I think that's the key to it, finding how your voice develops and following that and not worrying too much. Like I was thinking when we were saying that, like Sally Rooney, for example, she's had masses of success. And some of I teach A-level, and they handed in some Sally Rooney type stories, but it was just an excuse for them not to use punctuation. But when I think, obviously, Sally Rooney's done, fantastically well being herself, and like she decided, I'm not going to punctuate in this book. She didn't even use speech marks for characters. Her dialogue was completely stripped back. She was like, it's pointless. You don't need it. So I'm just going to go go at it and do it my own way. And obviously, she was really successful. So I think that's a clear indicator to everyone. Just do you, go your own way, do your own thing, and enjoy the process.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to the after show, Halo Scott.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm always late, fashionably late.
You are, but that's fine. It's the after show. This is where we relax and be ourselves. All good. How do you think the show went?
I think it was really informative. We didn't make like any dick jokes. Like,
Whoa!
I mean, I saw Ross wanted to go there. It might have been a little dick joke.
Do you know what? I was trying really hard to look at the kind of schedule thing, Google document that you gave us, and I was trying to read the questions and try and keep involved, and it was so difficult.
No, you did a great job. I should have made the font bigger too, because I was looking.
No, it's
How
fine.
did I write?
You did really well, I bet. You really did.
We got some questions in there, so that's all that counts. We didn't get to destroying worlds. I think that was quite tricky anyway.
Yeah, I think that would have just been me being like, I like murder.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that was just, to make the title of the show sound good.
We like to kill the worlds. I mean, destroying worlds is a big thing, but
You
yeah,
have
I
to
think
build them before you can destroy them anyway.
if you build it, you can kill it. Yeah, it was really good. There was a lot of value in there for writers, and I think that's what's really important. But yeah, Halo, 3 years in a row you've set this up, and it's amazing.
I don't do anything, literally. I just
You
talk.
literally do, because if you hadn't submitted it again, we wouldn't be sat here right now. So
Well,
yes, you do.
Thank you.
It's because of all of you guys. I mean, like, I have to have you guys lend the legitimacy.
So humble. She's so humble.
No, I literally, because I'm just this crazy person that's like harassing people. I'm like, hi, you don't know me, but I know you.
Hello.
I find myself having a hard time making myself harass people for things like that. So
I have to do it for
there's
work,
there's a big value in what you
Absolutely.
do. Like
Yeah, I couldn't do it either.
chasing people down and getting them to let us do.
We
things
like how you
that.
harass people for us.
We love it. Keep going.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
if
can I
you-
ask, is that a Calamity-ware mug? Have you heard of Calamity-ware?
Yeah, it's a like shit could always get worse.
Yeah.
So it's the one that it looks like one of those really nice was it Wedgwood?
Mhm.
But if you look, it has like a pterodactyl on it, and then like
I love
Godzilla's
that.
running. So it just it's like got a bunch of there's a giant fucking toad right there.
I need that.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
very cool. Yeah, if you need someone harassed, just message Halo Scott and we'll get you on the case.
I'm
We're
happy.
we're pimping out Mario tonight for his soothing voice, and we're also pimping Halo out for harassment.
For my annoying voice.
Not at all. And if you want dick jokes, Ross is your guy.
Absolutely.
Yep, he's definitely frozen. Chris, you mentioned a lot about your writing there, you having your motivations in and out, but like, what do you do when you get stuck in the world of motivation or lack of motivation, Ross, in that kind of zone? Because writer's block is a common question.
Yeah, and funny enough, I'm going to go back to Ross because obviously he's been my accountability buddy recently, and he sent me a piece, and the usual routine that seems to be the case is he sends me his finished piece and goes, no, like pressure, and then I respond. So my motivation was, how uncomfortable can I make Ross when he's reading this in the morning? That was my motivation yesterday, and it seemed to work quite well. I managed to write a couple of 100 words and send it to him.
Good job.
I think
Yeah, maybe we
think
should
it's-
read some of our stuff.
Yeah,
I-
go for it.
I don't mind reading out some of the stuff. I was going to say,
Yeah.
I find it
That's
easier to lose motivation than to get it. I know that sounds really weird, but it's kind of like you get the ball rolling and it's fine. As long as it's consistent, I can keep going. But if I've stopped, then it just doubt kind of seeps in, and I'm quite sporadic in what I do as well. So I'll go start a load of other projects and then run off into something else. And then you don't have time. And I was saying to Huli the other day that real life interferes, got work, got kids, got all that crap going on in the real world. At the end of the day, you're tired and you're done, and all you want to do is stare at something shit on the box, so that you can just let your mind basically descend into sludge. And it's keeping that motivation up and saying, no, you know what, it's not going to take me long to do something that keeps me going here. And I think that's quite easy to slide into that. It doesn't take very much to get the ball rolling there.
Sounds like a giant euphemism.
Yeah.
Sliding.
But
into
I
the-
think that's key,
You know
though,
what?
in
No,
terms
it
of
doesn't. That's you.
Just slide in, get the ball rolling. It's
Oh,
Just get things moist.
easy to get up. It's hard to...
It's
No, I
only,
think,
it's
I
only
think you're
4
right
o'clock
there.
in the US right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just doing, a couple of 100 words a day, I think that's the key in terms of just keep at it, because when you stop writing, one day can turn to 2 is easily 3, then it's a week, then it's a couple of weeks since you've wrote anything, and then it's harder to pick up that habit again. It's like anything else, isn't it, in terms of like, if you want to be good at something consistently, you've got to do it on a regular basis, and sometimes you really don't feel like doing it. But if you set your word count low, chances are once you've done that, let's say you said 100 words a day, some days you might really struggle to get to that point. Some days you might think, oh wow, that was easy, I'm going to carry on doing some more, and before you know it, you got 400 or 500 words, and then you feel a sense of achievement for the day, and you can move on to the next one. And I think,
and then one day you'll hit
think-
1,500, 2,000 words, and you'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
good, I'm in the zone. And it's just, you sometimes got to build up to that. It doesn't happen like that.
yeah,
Exactly. Just want to pop this comment up from Lily. She says, I love that mug so much. I'm currently drinking some tea out of my mug with a bunch of cows. Sorry, I thought it said clowns. I was gonna mock Ross.
Oh, God.
You're gonna scare Ross with it.
It's cows, not clowns. So I'll take
You
it
got
back.
a mug with a bunch of cows, and the roosters we were hearing during the show are the ones that live outside my house.
Well,
The roaster, Mr. Roaster, who perches on my porch.
Aw. Does he
I'm not
wake
sure
you up
about-
at like 5 a.m.?
A band?
Does he wake you up at like 5 a.m., the rooster?
Oh, when I get up for work at 5:30, the rooster's right at the door. And then I'm told that after I leave, he comes to the window.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and yeah. Lily says, no, I hate clowns. As does Ross. He's terrified of them.
Yeah.
You scared Ross.
Yeah. Mention clowns and he's gone.
And he left. And he's back.
I would imagine in France,
That'd be good.
Ross might have cows outside his window.
There's a dairy farm about 100 meters up the road.
Mhm.
You can get fresh milk straight from the cow every morning if you want to. I don't, because it's gross and warm and you have to get up like 5 in the morning. But you could.
Yeah.
It's gross and warm.
More innuendos. Yes. So
Online or not anymore.
This is the after show.
Yeah.
the after show, definitely. Yeah. So what have people got going in terms of new projects? Anyone got anything new going on?
You know, I just the world building process has started for something else I want to do that's a little different than what I've done before, but nothing like moving hard yet. I did close out my website because I'm looking for something with more integration. So I might ask Halo for help on that front.
I'm happy to help.
Yeah.
well, Agate's disappeared, but I know Ross has moved from writer to editor / producer.
Publisher.
Is that the right word?
Publisher.
Well,
Publisher. Yeah.
I don't know if any of that's. Not really. I enjoy doing the anthology stuff, but I don't really think you guys may think there's more work involved than there is. More than anything else, it's basically formatting, because
Right.
everyone that's involved is chips in with the editing, except for this one, which I'm just giving to someone who I know to be a really good editor, because they fixed some really bad stuff that I sent them. Which, fills me with some confidence that they will be able to do better than I will be able to do in the time we've got. But it's just about putting something together that's meant to be fun. That's all it is. Yeah. and it's good motivation as well for most people. It seems to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm doing a contemporary crime historical fantasy novel. I talked about it a little bit
Oh.
previously.
Ooh.
There's a dead body found in a Florida spring, and that has connections to a family in mid 18th century Spain for a little bit. So I've been working on that. It's been a lot of fun.
Is that the Ponce de Leon, or am I thinking of something else?
It's not Ponce de Leon themselves, but there's some springs that there's this whole thing about water rights and everything that's going to get it's hard to explain. Ponce de Leon, the actual figure, is not involved, but some of the springs that Ponce de Leon discovered are slightly involved, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be murder. There's actually 2 murders that happened, one in the past and one contemporary, and then they converge in the same place, and then we have to unravel it. Oh, Lily, Lily will probably understand what I'm talking about. I have the herpes monkeys make an appearance, not as a major character.
The herpes monkeys?
Yes.
Sounds like something out of one of my books, the winged herpes monkey.
So Lily might understand the herpes monkeys reference in the spring.
They had some
I
weird.
think Lily might understand it, Anya, but we need to understand it. What is that?
Oh, so
Well,
a while
obviously they're
ago,
herpes
there are these springs that are like this beautiful crystal clear water. It comes out of the ground, and there's one in Central Florida where someone tried to make like a jungle-like cruise one time, and so they brought these monkeys and released them onto an island, and they didn't realize that the monkeys could swim, and so the monkeys left. Lily loves the herpes.
I love the herpes monkeys.
And so the monkeys, they started breeding like crazy, and they carry this type of herpes B virus where it's not like the genital herpes type thing. It causes encephalitis. So if the human gets the herpes from the monkey, then the human could die. It's like highly fatal. So when people go like kayaking down the river and whatnot, they have to be careful. I mean, the herpes monkeys don't really attack. It's not really a thing, but still,
Weaponized.
You can't have like sex with the herpes monkeys, or is it?
Huh?
You can't have sex with the herpes monkeys, or is it airplane?
You're not supposed to like let them drool on you or touch anything.
It's not like it's rabies and it makes them violent.
You can't have sex with them. You kind of be sexy around them in case they drool.
A type of encephalitis.
No, just ignore me. Ignore me.
Ross's top tip: don't be sexy around
sometimes
the
monkeys will they'll swoop down, and if people go on this swoop, they'll take the food away and stuff.
So you say don't be sexy around the monkeys. I'm taking that to don't be around the monkeys.
Yeah, you're not supposed to bother them, like, because they'll, Anyway, so Lily knows what I'm talking about. They have a minor setting thing for World War.
Everyone has to wear Crocs if they're near the monkeys. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail that whole conversation.
No, this is great. I want to hear more
Crocs
about.
are going to be more comfortable than these things.
Yeah.
Crocs are comfortable.
They are very comfy.
Can you not be sexy in Crocs? Is that the thing? For Crocs?
That is definitely what he said.
I'm only speaking for myself. To be fair, I've never felt sexy in Crocs.
Think they're sexy. What are you going to do that? Which monkeys think the Crocs are sexy?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a certain subset of people that think tractors are sexy. So I mean, there's no telling.
Does anyone here own Crocs?
No, never.
We know Ross does.
He's frozen in a brilliant pose right now.
That's great. It's like I don't always wear my Crocs, but when I do.
Anna says Crocs are not sexy ever.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, you can get dotty tan over your feet. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
If it's a sunny day. Yeah, you get dots. Suntan.
Yeah.
I already have dots. They're called freckles.
Yeah. Au naturel.
That happens with any type of sandal, even sandals prints.
Lily says, this is amazing. A friend of mine in high school wore Shrek Crocs whenever he'd go on a first date.
Wow.
I bet that ended well.
That's just to prove that the date's really into him and not like
Well, you know what? Maybe that
Not
people
into his
appreciate that
shoes?
confidence. That could be a quirky thing that people will appreciate the confidence. If someone had the confidence to wear, some interesting footwear on a date, I would give them props for it because
Yeah,
they
really?
attract other. Yeah.
Tactical
Yeah.
Shrek crocking. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the new phase.
Oh no, you just said a Shrek King.
Oh, right. No, I
I
don't.
mean, you do you, buddy.
Yeah. I didn't
I
think
prefer
King
the
could be
donkey.
Crocs.
Because the
prefer
donkey,
dragon.
hooked the dragons. Yeah, the donkey.
Yeah.
Well, and Shrek has those was the ears, or am I thinking wrong?
Excuse
I
me?
heard he can breathe through those. Just apropos of nothing. Yeah.
I thought they were ears, though. Or is that? I'm sorry. I'm completely now. I'm derailed.
He's got
Funny-
little
funny thing,
radar things, right? I don't know that
Oh,
much
yeah.
about Shrek.
Oh,
I
maybe
rode
yeah,
the
maybe.
ride at
maybe it's
Universal.
Clearly, as a Welshman, I prefer the dragon.
I heard Donkey got herpes from spending too much time with Shrek.
Oh God.
Wait, no, he would have got that from the dragon, right?
That means that dragon had
That was
herpes.
inflammation.
The dragon.
Ah, very good. Yeah, that's weaponized then.
Yeah.
Russ, I did notice on the show, mind, when you were having your speech, the one time you had internet, you were clicking that pen quite often.
I'm sitting out in the open because I turned my laptop around, and normally I would have my hands on the desk, and I'm a very fidgety person, not in a weird way. Okay,
No judgments here.
No judgment.
have this instead.
Yeah,
Well,
you
He
definitely.
needs to keep his hands busy.
Yeah.
Normally he does this.
Weird.
At least we knew it was a pen and there was nothing else happening.
Yeah. Oh, Raji.
Mario said he had to leave because he had a coughing fit.
Mm.
I don't believe him. He's like, I can't go on the after show. I have a professional career now.
Meanwhile, I'm just coughing up a lung, and I'm like, y'all have to deal with me.
And
It's
I'm
the
over
middle,
here like,
the middle of his workday, Mario's, because
Is
It is.
he's in.
it's a-
It's probably like 1:30 in the afternoon for him right now, and he's
Oh wow.
Right.
yeah. So I think that's pretty much what it is. It's it's smack in the middle
Hmm.
of his day.
You did well to be on. It's
Mhm.
tricky.
Yeah.
It is tricky. I mean, he's a very busy guy these days.
And he's-
Aw, Mario's on the chat.
Aw.
Come on, Mario. We
Yeah.
can cough together.
He's right though. You are scary.
I never felt like I was a scary person, but
You're not
apparently-
scary.
Oh, I have like resting bitch face. I didn't know.
oh God.
Yeah, and, like,
I
yeah.
totally have to I
When
have
you're
a turned down mouth in the worst kind of way. Like people meet me and go, "Why do you frown so much?" It's like this is
Everyone
me.
thinks I'm mad at them, and I'm like, no, I'm thinking about like bread for something.
Mario's supposed to host a big event in school.
Yeah.
Play hooky.
Nice.
The fact he said I am supposed what?
Right, not I'm hosting it, but I'm supposed to.
Yeah, that's that very negative phrase there.
I think he's probably going to. Just
He
in the
shouldn't be
environment.
messaging us in the car.
Yeah.
Is he in the car heading to the event, or is he in the car trying to escape?
Probably.
That's funny.
When you talk about resting bitch face, one of the problems I have on the show is
As opposed to
resting
me who
smile
just has
face.
no idea what's going on. You
No,
may
Chris,
look like you have no idea what's going on, but I just don't know.
on the show, Chris, what you do is this.
Yeah, I try and do this.
Your head turns this way, and you like lean like that for ages.
I try and do that, and then my face just relaxes sometimes. I'm like, oh, fuck. No, that was a long time. Because sometimes I don't talk for like 15 minutes.
Mhm.
You know, at the beginning, and I'm just
That's because I
Doing
waffle
that.
too much.
as much as I can, and then my cheeks hurt. And
Yep.
then I'm like, oh, and my face must just go natural at times. And like
That's why you do
it
facial
happened live.
after.
Yeah, exactly. I do feel like doing that on the show tonight. Where I'm positioned, and there's a pipe of hot water running behind me, and I've caught my back and I flinched forward twice. I don't know. You'll probably be able to see it if you watch it back. But one of the times my eyes were wide because I was like, "Wow,
that's because Chris has the heating on already."
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well,
Exactly.
only a little bit. It's cold.
Okay.
Ross.
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
Yeah,
quite
I've
right.
got a cold as well.
It's still hot here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, even in
no,
Wales
that's
today,
like-
it was 17 degrees.
Right.
Wow,
Mm.
nice.
People
You
get
know,
really
it's all-
judgmental.
Trying to get new guests on the show.
Mhm.
Chuck Palahniuk is one of the guests that I've been trying to get for a while, and his newest book is called Not Forever, But For Now, and it's set in the UK, and it's got a Welsh character.
Oh,
Wow.
And I'm like, now is the time
it
to
is.
get him on. Like, if he doesn't speak to a Welshman about this book, something's
That
going
would be-
wrong.
That would be
Have you been
perfect.
in touch with them at all? Have you got any contact with them at all? Tough one.
We've
though,
not
isn't
There's
it?
a there's a level of guests that some guests are accessible on social media, some you can get through the agents, and there's some that won't even accept
He
the
is
questions.
ridiculously active on his Substack. It's incessant.
Yeah, he is.
The amount he posts on Substack.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris,
I
get on
follow
that.
him on there, and he is really good. And don't get me wrong, he's doing so much stuff. And I've listened to all the interviews that he's been on, and he's brilliant. And some of them, I think, you don't even appreciate who you're speaking to right now. And I just think now more than ever, we could get him on because it's so relatable.
Do you think that you would freeze up? Because he is like your.
Yeah, he is like the go-to guy. But I'd love to ask him, like, he touched on his homosexuality
Mhm.
and about Fight Club with an interviewer the other day. But I was like, there's so many questions that you can ask there that you're not asking.
Mhm.
And it was just infuriating. So I'd love to get him on the show because I think, obviously, I haven't read everything he's wrote. I reckon it'd be a really good
Mhm.
interview of questions that he's not had before.
Mario.
But we'll see.
I assume you're not driving.
He looks like the passenger.
Yeah.
It's that.
I am the passenger.
You
We're-
get
we're
driven
actually-
around.
Mario, who you sat
Oh,
with? Can we
yes.
see?
Who am I? What?
Who's your driver? Can we speak to them? Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Looks like you're driving with some style there.
It's actually a pickup truck. We're stopping at the dump. This is very exciting.
Woo-hoo!
Is that where your
I love
is that where your show, Mario?
What's that?
Is that where your show is?
It's
Still
not.
functioning.
I'm curious. The dump.
But it's on the way to the show.
He's got a body in the back. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. You could see that?
Yeah.
Go for the plastic dump.
Yes.
Talking of bodies, Halloween is approaching, and I know in America it's a big thing.
Yes.
So in the UK, it's not a big thing. It's a thing. What can we do to make it more Americanized? What can we do to make it bigger than what it is in the UK? Because I love the idea of spooky season.
You have to start decorating and putting 12-foot skeletons outside your house about 6 weeks before the 31st.
You just have to.
6 weeks.
People just have to spend a lot more money. They just need to be sold at them harder. It's so commercial. It's
I'm kind of spooky
it's
all
fun.
year.
But it's so commercial.
It is.
You need to buy a lot more plastic shit. That's what they want.
Well, I saw people making bodies out of empty plastic bottles and then wrapping it in bin bags. So that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have a house down the street that in the top, they have these dormer windows in the top of the house. And for Halloween, they put like what looks like severed body parts inside, and it lights up. So you look in, it looks like there's severed body parts in the windows.
I like it.
Yeah. Lots of skeletons out. Lots of skeletons.
Are you now at the dump, Mario?
What's that?
Are you now at the dump?
Yes. I don't know how to turn my camera around, but I would show you that we are at the dump now.
I think you should document this. It's going to be fascinating for us.
Yes. Let's see if I can show the dump. All right.
Okay.
Can you see any of that?
I can see it.
Yeah, kind of. There's a thing.
Is that
moving.
a dump truck over there?
Yeah, there was a red truck, and then there are all these tractors like shoveling stuff.
We were talking about tractors.
Lots of stinky stuff.
If you see a monkey, please don't dance by it.
Yeah, I've heard they have herpes. You know, I was listening to you guys before I came on the show. You know, I was
Just
watching.
be careful.
That's why he came
Careful,
back.
Aaron.
Is we said we don't believe that he's.
Anna in the chat says, my house is decorated for Halloween all year round, which I think is awesome.
Yes.
Right?
And Louis says having a theme is always cool. Do you have a theme? Ever?
No.
No.
Yeah, all year round.
Yeah.
Fear is my theme.
Beer.
Fear.
Cheers to that. That's actually rum.
Growing up, there was this street near me that would have a real chainsaw with the chain on and chase kids around with it. So like people went really, really legit. Like you kind of had to run for your life.
With the
Now we
chain on.
understand so much about your writing, Halo.
Right? And I don't know why I wasn't afraid. I was just like, yeah, it's Halloween. Of course there's someone chasing me with a chainsaw and a
Halo was
machete.
stood there admiring, going, one day I'll own that chainsaw.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You'll be the one chasing kids around with it.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean like those were the 90s though. You can't get away with chainsaws anymore like that.
Yeah, the good old days.
They were different.
The good old
Different
days of homicide, you know.
Yeah.
What's the spookiest thing anyone's ever dealt with? Is there like been a real ghostly incident or something really spooky happened to you?
When I was growing up, we lived in a really old house in Newcastle, and it's since been knocked down and turned into a doctor's surgery. And it was right by the train tracks, and it was a really big detached house. And I must have been about 9 or 10, and loads of weird stuff happened. And when they peeled off the wallpaper in my bedroom, there was loads of writing underneath it, which was really creepy. And then there was, when I used to sleep in there, I only learned this later, you know when you get sick and you get that feeling in your ears, that kind of goes shh, like the sea, and you've got that? So I used to get that, and I used to think it was voices in the walls. And there was a huge oak tree outside that would knock against my window all night as well. So it was fucking terrifying as a kid. And loads of weird stuff happened in that house. Like lights would turn off by themselves. I remember being in the bathtub, and it was like one of those old pole lights, you know, on the string. And that, it just went. And the string was bouncing by itself.
Wow.
There was nobody else. The string was just bouncing up and down. I have goosebumps now thinking about it right now. But I'm sure it all has a rational explanation, so I'm not bothered at all. And it doesn't haunt
sure.
me.
I mean, the house you live in now looks quite spooky, especially as that door just opened behind you.
Not by the dog. This house is really old, but it's not a scary house at all. You get a feeling of houses.
Yeah, you do, and that looks quite a warm, homely, cozy house.
So I used to work at this place here, doing a haunted house every year. It was one of the biggest haunted houses in the country. I did lights and stuff there, but the place is genuinely like creepy, and I've had more than one run in with something that both gave me chills through and up and down, and places where I felt like something touched me and I'd feel a presence. And I don't even really believe much in like ghosts or blah blah blah, but there's some kind of. But I do believe that like energy can lead and sit in the walls and things that we do because our brain's full of little. Anyway, the place was genuinely creepy at times. We lost the entire writing show.
Yeah, it's ours now.
Sorry.
That's funny.
We've got no control over it at all.
There we go.
Hey, guess who's back?
I literally missed your entire story, though.
It's okay. I used to work in a creepy haunted house.
Oh, cool.
That was creepy.
It looked like a factory, though.
It was in a factory, which is what made it cool.
Where's Hooli gone?
I don't know.
Probably the same place you went.
Did we both cut off at the same
Yeah.
time? That's
Yeah.
really weird. I think there's something going on with StreamYard. It must be because my internet is fine, but that kicked me out. Very
Okay,
strange.
am I back?
You are, and Ross was gone. That's spooky.
You
Three
went
of us went at the
first.
same time. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
and
so,
Chris hasn't come back.
Mario, have we got an update? Have you finished unloading?
Yes, we just had to pay.
Sorry, you got to pay.
Oh yeah, you got to pay for everything in the United States.
Oh wow, we don't have to
So-
pay in the UK. We just dump our stuff in the tip.
You've already
Yeah.
paid with your taxes.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, your taxes out there are higher than in the United States. You have more services
Healthcare.
like healthcare, for instance.
Yes, at the moment, it's very good.
You step out of the house in the US.
Lily
you pay
says you
$30.
step out of the house in the US and you have to pay $30. Yeah, it is. It does seem very crazy. Yeah, I grew up in a house. It was like a farmhouse, an old farmhouse, and there was a lot of stuff that happened during those times. And my sister, we used to have, when we were little, a bed either side of the room. I'm just going to mute Mario because his car's making some noise. 1 second. And she used to say there was always an old guy stood at the end of my bed looking over the bed at night time, and she used to wake up and see him there.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And once I saw a knight in shining armor walking up the stairs in a house I grew up in when I was younger, but it could have been my imagination. But my sister and I would both hear this clank, clank, clank when we went to sleep. And the house was built in like 1908, so not terribly old, but still, pretty old. It was definitely creepy. And one time she was talking about a gray thing in the gardens outside, and she was like, I don't like it. And I was like, what gray thing?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to go anyway and walk through my pitch black ancient house and up the creepy stairs in complete darkness. So bye.
I think tomorrow you should get up and go and drink some warm cow milk. But yeah, thank you so much, Ross. For,
Go milk some cows.
Yeah, thank you so much for being part of this
It's
night.
easier to swallow when it's warm. Anyway, I'm going to go. Bye.
Brilliant. Wicked. So I hope everyone. I mean, you can still chat for a while, but I hope everyone had a good night tonight.
It was a lot of fun. It was great being back with everybody.
Yeah,
It is.
definitely.
Because our after shows normally involve lately, sometimes Halo, more unlikely Anya and Brandon, and we just chat absolute some rubbish. This is what Hooli's just said. Sorry, guys, had some kids banging on my windows, or was it the fact we're talking about ghosts?
It was, yeah.
Well, we weren't talking about tea.
He got scared. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Antisocial people. Yeah. Yeah. It's been really good. It's great to see you all and have a good chat with you because it's been a while for some of us. Mario.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. Every time your show is on, I'm in the middle of my school day, so I can never sign on, and so I've missed you guys so much. I mean, it's been an eventful year for me, moving cross country and starting a new job, but it's always good to see you all and banter with you.
He says I've gone to get my machete chainsaw from the shed.
A machete chainsaw combo. Uh-huh.
But also don't watch out for ET. Some previous trauma there for him. Yeah, I don't know. We were talking about being scared of stuff earlier, and I can't actually think if I'm actually scared of anything. That sounds bizarre, but I don't think I am. Oh, maybe moths.
Yes.
But that's an irrational fear. It's not scared of things. Do you know what I mean?
The moths are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
The wings.
Like, I like butterflies. Moths are bastards.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, they're butterflies. They just stay away too.
Yeah.
My son actually scared the shit out of me one night. Because this is like a few years ago, and he has these eyes that are like, they're really pale blue green. So when like the moonlight hits them, they look like they're glowing. So yeah, it was so creepy. He has never done this before. He's never done it after. But one night it was literally exactly midnight. And I just, you know, when you sometimes like you sense someone near you, so you wake up at night, and I woke up and he was the height then that his head could look into my bed, and we were the same like height then. And I just opened my eyes, and his eyes are just bright, like glowing moonlight. And he literally, swear to God, he cocks his head to the side and goes, "Hi, mommy. Do you want to play with me?" And I was so terrified. I had to like just focus. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is a dream, you know? And I just kind of didn't do anything. He's like, mommy. I was like, let's go to bed so that we can exorcise the demon from you and then play in the morning. It was so creepy. It was like The Shining.
Wow.
That would be very scary. Yes.
I'm looking forward to see this new Paranormal Activity film out and about. I want to watch that. But there's been quite a few good horror films lately. There was one called Speak to Me. Have you seen that?
Let me look it up. Is it good?
Yeah, that was good.
We saw last night, but last week we watched this alien thing.
Oh yeah.
No One Will Save You. That's getting like these huge critical reviews, and I thought it was kind of meh.
Okay.
Aliens they're all the rage at the moment with what's going on in the world. But my screenplay that I've had on this been very, 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 very slowly writing for months now. I'm thinking I wish I'd finished it because of the alien kind of trend at the moment, but that's not close to being finished. So yeah, I've done like the opening scene.
Aliens will never go away.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have to worry about that one. Aliens are timeless.
There's a series called Invasion. I think it's actually done in the UK, and it's on Apple TV, and it's pretty good.
I haven't watched that yet, but yeah, put that on my list.
I watched some the first time it was around. It's like back for season 2, right?
Yeah, and it's different from the one. It's different from the 2006 one with Eddie Cibrian and all those other people.
I don't know what that is. Okay,
oh yeah, that was a very short-lived series called Invasion in like 2005 or 6. This is a different one, but yeah, it was gone for a while, and some of the kids grew up though, which is interesting a little bit. So anyway,
very cool. Yeah, well, we're getting this spooky season, and this guy called Michael F. something Michael F. And he did House of Bly Manor and Haunting of House Hill.
Yes.
He's got a new one coming out this month or next month. So I'm interested to see what that series will end up like.
Oh yeah, I love his stuff. Did he do Midnight Mass too?
I'm not sure. Midnight Mass was good. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. I'll have a look now. Have a little look.
That could be.
You might have to talk about it amongst yourselves a second.
We're just all staring.
We're all like,
sorry. No, I love new references because I like to have scary things, but I don't like gruesome body horror scary, but more like the psychological ghost thing.
It's a different thing, isn't it? It's very different.
Yeah.
Watch is it Get Out? I think it's Get Out.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really, really eerie.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
We just watched the live action Death Note. It's an anime.
Oh, cool.
And there's a little guy. The little guy in that, the L character was in Get Out too. because we were like watching, going, "Who is the? Wait, he's familiar. Who is he?" And then like looked him up. And...
I'm sorry. There's a Get Out too.
No. He was in Get Out as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The Death
Yes,
Note actor was in there.
you were quite right. And yeah, Mike Flanagan is Mike F was Mike Flanagan, and he did Midnight Mass, Doctor Sleep, which I didn't realize, Gerald's Game, The Haunting of Hill House, and The Haunting of Bly Manor, and he's got a new one coming out. So I'll be looking for that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jordan Peele's got some really good stuff, and I went to review Nope when that came out, and that I found that terrible. And that's about aliens, but or UFOs, and I just really didn't agree with it.
Have you, Chris? There's a movie on Netflix. I don't know what it's called, but it's like extreme horror, and I'm gonna try to say what happens without getting like this video banned. But basically, like there's a girl upside down, and she slowly just gets like cut open.
Oh, Terrifier.
Is that it? Okay, because I was wondering if
Terrifier.
you've seen that one. Yeah, because it's like very explicit and stuff. So I'm not
We
sure if
shoulda
you've
got-
seen that. But...
We should have got to that while Ross was here, because their main character in that's Art the Clown.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've never seen any of these films, but yeah, I will get to that if you think it's worth doing.
Well, I had a friend who was really into horror, and this one like disturbed him. So I don't know if it'll disturb you, but I know that it is slowly gruesome, if that makes sense. You know, like there are the movies where it's like quick gore, and then they're like, you know, it is gratuitous. But yeah.
I mean, what I really like in horror is tension and anticipation. Going back to like 1970s with Alien was a masterpiece of tension and horror. When it comes to slashes, I'm not that bothered.
This is like, I think it's kind of like there's a lot of suspense because it deals with like kind of torture and stuff. Yeah, it's like it's not so much a slasher as like, you know, I don't know what YouTube's gonna screen. That's why I'm like, so yeah, I would take a look at it.
When I watched Hostel for the first time, that kind of got to me. Do you remember Hostel?
I don't think I've watched it actually.
I saw it.
Yeah, the Americans go on tour and they meet these girls, and they wake up tied to these chairs, and people paying money to go and torture them. Yeah, that was pretty sick. But yeah, that one stuck with me, and that was all about gruesomeness. That wasn't about the kind of spookiness.
I get you. I really love that spookiness and all of that suspense.
Well, we've got the Halloween is coming up, and we said we will get the fun party shows that we used to do back up and running, and Halloween is our next target. So we need to think of something cool to do for Halloween. Maybe it's a panel show, a funny one like we used to do, or just a conversation like this where we all dress up. So we will have to have some ideas thrown around for that one.
That would be fun.
Sounds like a great idea.
That'd be a great idea. Drink and get in costumes.
Exactly.
Get drunk in costume. Yeah.
What's not to love?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's Halloween like in the UK, Chris?
It's really dull. It's not what I'd like it to be. I mean, I love the horror season. I love all of that stuff. But in the UK, it's literally the kids go out for trick or treating. They might dress up a little bit. Some of them don't even dress up, and that's about it. You'll have some Halloween films on, not like the horror films, but like kids films. It's probably about it.
I mean, that's, I think, really what it is where I am. Maybe, I know when I was in Miami, it was a much bigger deal. So it might be regional too.
Yeah.
Salem, Massachusetts is insane.
Yeah, true.
Right. I think part of it has just a lot to do with where you live.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of stuff here either, being Alabama. But there's no like real good big city here either.
We do trunk or treat, where you can go and just get like candy out of people's trunks, which now that I'm saying it sounds like creepy. Like you sign up for it, but yeah, there's like just a bunch so you don't have to go to like different roads and stuff.
Whose trunks or in the UK boots are these?
Just random people in town.
That sounds horrendous.
I know it's like the perfect.
I feel like most of them though have like a common denominator, like they know.
Yeah, they know the cute
other people. Like it's.
I can just imagine someone parked and
by the tractor shop, and
come to my boot trunk Have a look in there.
Just come on,
Chuck
you
'em
can,
in.
you can climb in.
Yeah, yeah.
Big white van pulls up, says Hogwarts on the side. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those memes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good story there for a horror story.
Mhm. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. The child kidnapper at Halloween.
Mhm.
I'm sure it can have a
It'd
better
be
name than that,
easy.
but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My community blocks off the streets, and so kids can walk on the streets safely. And then people park, like they bus in so people can walk all through, which is kind of nice. So sometimes within an hour and a half or 2 hours, I go through 500 pieces of candy. Like
Oh, wow.
the kids will just
Wow.
they just swarm, and so I sit on the stairs and let them have it. But it's pretty big, for it's a kids thing. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
all
quite a lot. I mean,
fun. But
it's like a queue of kids up the street for you. Or...
oh yeah, and
Wow.
so because my community, it has sidewalks on all the things, and not all places in Tallahassee have sidewalks. They have ditches on the side of the road for stormwater control, and so the kids can't walk up and down the street in certain areas without risking getting hit.
Yeah, there's so many places in America someone can go missing, in the ditch, in the trunk. I mean,
so
come on.
we have that's why with sidewalks, and they block off the main streets too, so the kids can just swarm through the streets and get the candy, which is it's really cool to see. Kids will bring their the parents will have them in wagons, and so the whole family gets dressed up and they cart the stuff, and it's really fun.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
sounds amazing.
Because we get to see all the kids with the costumes and everything. I don't know.
That's much better than getting chased by a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Lily says the streets were never blocked off in Gainesville.
Oh, Gainesville, yeah.
Yeah, which was my hometown in Florida. They just said go for it and hope it doesn't turn into a real life 10-pin bowling.
Gainesville, yeah.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, I'm in Tallahassee, and so she'll probably understand that. It's there's communities where it's blocked off, so again, the kids can come in and.
Yeah, I mean that's a safe way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
Or the serial killer way of doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You say blocked off to keep the traffic out. Halo says blocked in
To keep the kids in, right?
They're not going away. Oh,
No, I turn off all my lights so that no one comes to my house for trick or treating. I realize it's so bad.
But does anyone ever have the trick, or has that happened?
I think the chainsaw was the trick when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't think so, because you don't want to make the kids cry.
No, there are some people that I guess across the community that one time they were having monsters hide in the bushes.
Yes.
And they had it out.
For the trick.
Yeah, for the trick, and but people knew that it was there in advance, kind of thing. So the kids are properly.
It's very placid in the UK. If they're knocking the door, trick or treat, you go, here's a bowl of candy.
Yeah.
Just take what you want, and that's it. It's so dull. Lily said, I went to FSU for undergrad actually, so I spent some time in Tallahassee.
Nice. Hi, Lily.
You might know each other.
I know, that would be funny if we did.
That'd be cool.
I did my doctorate there.
Or maybe she's a stalker.
No, she's it's no, so she understands the Seminole versus Gator thing. So.
Oh yeah, I forget how big sports are in Florida.
Yeah,
everyone would be like, "What's your team?" And I'm like, "Of what? I don't know. Who's your team?" Although basketball's really big.
Team?
I don't really follow it too much, but I root for the Seminoles because they're the Florida State team. And
is this American football?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really follow sports too much, but
college football.
Yeah.
Sorry, college football. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Anya, he went to Florida State as well. His mom also went there. Both his parents did. So yeah, we have a Seminole blanket somewhere in here. I don't know where it is, but anyway.
Nice.
I'm rambling.
No, not at all. I mean, it's interesting. It's culture, experience, and knowledge going on here. Haley, you mentioned basketball. Is that local to you?
That was growing up. Like basketball is really big in the Northeast. So like I followed college basketball for a little bit, but like that was the extent of my sports kind of knowledge.
Have any of you been sporting yourselves?
I took karate in my late teens, early 20s. I had trophies. I had trophies.
That's cool.
Nice.
So yeah,
Cool.
not anything bigger than like regional or whatever, but
That's okay. That's so
But
awesome.
as far as anything with a ball, and never got into that kind of sports.
What about you, Halo?
I
Murder ball?
I know, right? I think the longest I danced for 5 years. I wasn't good at it. I played basketball, soccer, softball,
Cool.
and I fenced, but I wasn't good at any of them. So, and like my parents wanted me to do them because as soon as they saw that I was bad at sports, they thought it was important for me to learn how to fail, which I think was a very good lesson. But it was just funny. So like I ended up playing quite a few sports, not like on many of the school teams, but I sucked at both of them. So I failed with style, basically.
It's a good way to do it.
With style, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine you with the sword. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, well, fencing could get pretty brutal, like especially like people would there's very specific ways you're supposed to score, but I remember there's this one girl who she would use it as a whip, and I would literally have welts all along like my arm and back. So yeah, it was.
Okay, I'm the one having a dirty mind moment now. You're talking about girls with swords and swords.
It was like
and
welts
I'm like,
everywhere. There were handcuffs and there.
Well.
Chris, you played rugby a lot, right?
Yeah. I'm 40 in January, and I was very, very much contemplating going back to play last weekend, which is really a bad idea. But yeah, so
you should do it.
Rugby's a big thing in our country. Soccer.
Can you play like a touch version or a flag version or something where you don't get hammered?
Nah, what's the point of that?
Okay, then. All right.
Is it like
not
American
getting injured
football?
would be the point in that.
Is it like American football in terms of like, I guess, aggression?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's very strong contact, but there's no pads or anything like that. And
rugby laughs at American football.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I saw a meme like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of the things in Britain where you play. If you're into rugby, you play it from a very young age, so you just kind of get used to it. Yeah, I love it. It's an amazing sport.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's the worst injury you've gotten from it?
I broke my collarbone.
Wow.
Ouch.
This one here's got a lump on it.
No.
Ouch.
That was my own team, kind of what is called a ruck.
Uh-huh.
And they were going over the top of me, and they kind of snapped. I got kind of crushed, and it just snapped. But that wasn't too bad. I mean,
and see, my karate trophy was for full contact sparring with like pads, but like, and you're talking about getting your collarbone broken.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I played lots of games, and that was only one time. Do you know what I mean? So it could be worse.
Right.
Did you see? If you haven't seen it, there's a game that happened in the World Cup a couple of weeks ago, and a player had gone down. Something happened. Professional now. This is on the World Cup. And he's on the floor, and he pulls his leg up, and his ankle is hanging sideways.
Oh, no.
And even the referee just turned away. And was like, nope. So it can happen at any sort of level of the sport. But yeah,
I'm getting a phone call I have to take, so I'm going to leave. It's not because of the rugby talk. But
everybody,
get in touch with me about the Halloween thing. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're doing a party, I'd like to be involved if possible.
We will do so. This is nearly an hour long, so what we can do, we'll wrap it up because I know people have been watching this. Thank you so much. Honestly, this is the after show. You can expect lots of this in the Patreon shows. And look out for our Halloween party show because they're not exclusive to Patreon; they're open to everybody. And this is how we formed this wonderful community that you see in front of us today. These people have been with us, a lot of them since day one of the show, and 3.5 years later. That says a lot about the community that we've built together, and it's very mutual. So yeah, Lily in the chat and all of you guys that turned up and watched this tonight, thank you so much. You've been fantastic. And you're part of the community now as well. So please tune in, watch the videos, get in touch on social
Yes,
media.
Lily and Anna, thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah. And for watching us ramble and be silly.
Yeah. But of course, you can be part of that as well. Why not? So look out for a show next week, next Friday, of course, and have a great weekend. I guess that's the main message of our Friday shows. Have a great weekend. If you're writing, if you need help with that, get in touch. If you're not writing and you're reading, let us know who you're reading and what it's all about. Be up to hear about that. So thank you so much, and stay safe, guys. You've been wonderful.
Bye.
Speak to you all soon. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you tuning in. And guest suggestions, send them in. If you've got any questions or comments about the show, if you've watched the YouTube videos tonight, hit the like button, subscribe, leave us a comment on YouTube. It really helps. And if you're part of that, the Lockwood & Co Nation support army, thank you so much. Your support is incredible, and thank you so much for doing that. It means the world to us, and we are edging closer to that YouTube partnership first tier level, and that's all down to you guys. So yeah, really appreciate that. You've been wonderful guests, audience tonight, so thank you, and we'll see you in the week. Keep in touch on social media. Love to hear from you guys. Bye-bye.